Hey guys, what's going on here? Hunter Williams with SEER Off Road. I am jumping in here with Derek Bratcher and Timo Stark. We're going to be doing a three-part video series. This first one is going to be covering proper bike setup, and this is going to be episode 7 of our video chat series. So if you haven't seen all the other ones, give them a look on our YouTube channel, and be sure to subscribe to that channel as well. So what's going on, guys? How's it going? You guys are in the shop, got a bike set up. I'm going to go over a few things. So how are y'all this evening?
Good. What's up, Hunter?
How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. So let's jump into it. A lot of these guys, some of them are new. We got the new Iron class coming along here, and then you got some seasoned veterans that are going to be returning for the 2021 season. First round's coming up on February 13th. It is at Holly Tree over in Alabama. It's a great place. Usually it's wet. Hopefully this year may not be quite as wet. But what can some of these guys that maybe veterans that don't maybe have some of these things, or the new guys involved, what can they expect and need to see on their bike? Derek, what you got for them?
My wife asked me this a couple weeks ago, and I came up with 3 things. And to me, the most important thing you can do to a bike for a hard enduro is put a hard enduro specific tire on it. I'm running the Chinko DC
520.
the 520 Deep DC, and I've so far really enjoyed that tire. I've tried several of the tires, and you've got multiple options now. Just about everybody makes a good hard enduro tire, and you don't have to spend an arm and a leg. You can get a nice tire for under $100 now. So I think if the biggest thing you can do to make the race more enjoyable to be have the correct tire on it.
What are you running, Timo?
I'm still wearing out this Ibex, but it makes a huge difference for most people. If they've never run a gummy and think that, hey, this is probably a waste of money, it's not. It could make the difference of whether you're going to have fun or not.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and that the Ibex, man, it's been around since I've been in the hard enduro scene, and it's kind of one of the go-to tires for a lot of people. A lot of amateurs and even top guys run that Kenda Ibex, so it's pretty awesome tire. Okay, so let's jump into your next. What's going to be number 2 for you, Derek? What's your next item?
Yeah, I was kind of torn between bike protection or a cooling fan. And I think most people have a little bit of bike protection, so I went for number 2, a cooling fan. I think a lot of people that are new to this don't have a cooling fan. No matter the track, it seems like we've laid out last year, there was always issues with bikes overheating. So I think a fan's really important. You can buy, just about any bike now will run a fan. You can buy a pre-made kit that's got an automatic thermostat. It's direct bolt on. But I think most of us nowadays, anybody that's done this a little while, is buying just a fan and a universal switch and making their own kit. That's what we've got on Timo's bike here. You can just turn it off. You can turn it off and on when you want to, and you don't have to wait for it to kick on.
Yeah, Timo, do you prefer that switch, or would you rather it be on a thermostat?
Yeah, I like the switch a lot better. I think you don't want it running all the time, especially when you're out of shape like me and you have to stop. You don't want that fan to run for 10 minutes while your bike's cooling down, run the battery down. So it's nice to have the switch. You just turn it off and on whenever you want.
And another issue with the auto fans, when we go play riding, we'll all climb a big hill or something. And there's always one guy, we get to the top of the hill and we're trying to talk and his fan kicks off and on, off and on. And God, it's horrible. So I think most people, that's one big reason they'll go to the manual switch. Just, when your bike's overheating, flip it on, and when you get out of that section, turn it off and keep going.
Yeah, I think I was that guy for a little while till I got you and Gary were always like, Hunter, turn your fan off. I'm like, I can't. Sorry.
I think I told you that if you don't get a manual switch, I'm not going to ride with you again.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much exactly what you said. So, but hey, we're good now. Actually, the new bike, the new gas, it being a TPI, I didn't put it on a manual switch, but it's strange. Whenever you turn the bike off, the fan shuts off. And I'm like, I feel like that's kind of strange, even though the motor just got done pulling a huge climb, the fan shuts off. So what I was doing the other day when we were riding was I just let the bike idle and run the fan for an extra 30 seconds and then shut it off. So maybe those TPI guys, maybe they have to run it on not on a manual switch. So kind of different bike models got different specifications, I guess. So what is number 3 for you, Derek? What's the third best thing to have?
Number 3 is going to be bike protection. And I was trying to think of what part of the bike takes the most abuse in a hard enduro compared to like a cross-country race or something. And I think it's going to have to be the bottom of the bike. We run a lot of rocky creek beds, do a lot of log crossings. You see people dragging the bikes over logs and stuff, and the bottom of the bike just gets pounded on. And so I'm going to say that if you're going to do anything else to a bike, is put a hard enduro skid plate on the bike.
Yeah, Timo, what brand are you running on your bike there?
Got a plastic AXP. I kind of chose that because like the aluminum plates, you have to be careful, especially with the rocks. The aluminum is so soft, the rocks will grab the plate and you won't glide over it as easy. So with the plastic plate, it's got a little bit of slide to it so you can roll over some bigger stuff.
Yeah, just watch out for those slick logs, right?
Just double blip.
Yeah. That to me, that is the cool part about the plastic, though. It glides, in my opinion, it glides better than aluminum. I've got an aluminum plate, and we'll go ride some of the same stuff, and I feel like I'm pushing or struggling a little bit more on a log or something, and he just kind of slides over.
Yeah. We missed this a second ago. Back to the tire setup. What about a bib versus tubeless? What are some pros and cons to those?
Well, let's see here. I've actually got we got one of each here for people that aren't familiar with tubeless or bib. I run a bib in the front and tubeless on the back. I've tried a little bit of everything, and I feel like they both work really well. Of course, everybody will tell you that a bib is flat proof. You cannot have a flat with a bib, but the issue I had with the bib is for somebody my size, a smaller guy, I couldn't get it to compress enough to get the traction that I can get out of just letting air out of a tubeless system. Now, for sure, I've had a couple flats. I haven't had a flat in the inner tubeless where I can't ride the bike, but I have poked the tire a few times, but it's still not a big deal. I've been able to ride out. But to me, it seems like the bigger guys like the tubeless better. The faster guys, the bigger, faster guys like the bibs better. And the smaller guys seem like they like the tubeless better. But one of those things that you just have to experiment with and figure out what you like. There's still some guys that run tubes and don't have any trouble at all. I think, if you get out there and try it and, and you're happy with your setup, there's no reason to change if you're happy with tubes and not having flats.
Yeah, and I think that comes into play where if you're traveling across the country, and you're devoting a lot of money and time into your racing, then, you want to go out there with the insurance of that bib, just to be sure you don't go out there and get a flat and it kind of ruins your results for the weekend. So that's pretty big. But yeah, the tubeless, I don't think you can beat the traction that a tubeless in the rear offers you. But like I said, sometimes that reassurance means a lot for people.
It does, but I think for the guys that's just coming out for the first time, that's going to get the bronze or iron, and they just want to see what it's all about. I'd go buy a gummy tire and put it on the back, and if you enjoy it, and then you may want to switch after that. But I think for the first time guys, the tube will be fine.
I agree. Well, cool. Well, that covers 3 super awesome things that these guys need to kind of have to get ready for. They got less than a month now, or yesterday was right at a month, I think. So they got a few things on their hit list to get ready for. And what's going on over at Holly Tree? What you got stewing up for us?
Man, a lot of new trail. We're gonna try to almost double the length of the course this year, and we've been putting a lot of new single track in. The bronze guys they're gonna enjoy the loop. this year. Gold and silver's getting some new stuff. We got a new downhill that's gold and silver only. It's gonna be pretty sketchy. And then we're gonna try to double the length of Nico's Valley. So you're gonna get out of Nico's like you always do, go around the big ledge and get right back in and just keep going up the mountain. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, that place is tough, and it's usually wet there. So be sure you're prepared for some slick limestone. So
Yeah.
it's an awesome place. But cool. Well, looks like we don't have long to go. So everybody be getting your stuff ready, and we'll see everybody in a few months. Get signed up on the website, SEER-racing.com, and be sure you sign up for the year-end results as well. You don't want to miss out on those year-end results. I think you have to be signed up by the third race to obtain year-end points. So be sure you pay that $30 and get signed up for the points, and then go ahead while you're at it, sign up for the COVID Crusher 2.0 on February 13th. So looking forward to it. And thanks, Derek, and thanks, Timo, for showing us around the bike, and see you guys in a few weeks.
See you, man.
All right, see you guys.